Hello friends, what's up? It's Jaime here. Welcome back to another Fangirl Fridays video. I'm just gonna get right into it. In today's video, I'm gonna talk about all things KATSEYE, their career so far, my favorite moments, favorite looks and performances, and just in general, why I love them so much. So without further ado, let's get into it. I feel like it only makes sense to start with Popstar Academy, Dream Academy, whatever, even though I'm now aware of how much it is a sore subject within the fandom to discuss. But the documentary was how I discovered KATSEYE in the first place, and I wasn't aware of how controversial it was at the time that it aired because I watched it a couple of months after the docuseries came out. And I want to talk about the docuseries because I have a lot of strong thoughts. I honestly could make a whole separate video talking about the absolute insane and rampant misogyny that the girls experienced after it aired. Like, that alone could be a video all on its own. But I'm going to do my best to condense my thoughts for the sake of time and because I know that the documentary is a sore subject. I watched this really great video called The Mischaracterization of KATSEYE that I'll have linked down below, which I feel like made and emphasizes a lot of really great points, but I have some additional things that I wanted to discuss in regards to the docuseries. When I learned about all the hate that the girls were receiving, both the KATSEYE girls and the Dream Academy girls, after the docuseries dropped, I genuinely felt like I was in the Twilight Zone and that I must not have watched the same show as these people who were sending all this hate, because I genuinely cannot understand how anyone could have watched the docuseries and decided that any of these girls deserve to be attacked and villainized, unless of course you have internalized misogyny, because I literally cannot fathom how we watched the same show and came to such different conclusions. That these girls, the majority, mind you, were minors at the time of filming, were these vindictive, manipulative, mean girls, and not young girls who were just trying their best to navigate a very high pressure situation. That's why I think it's so important to read and watch the interviews that the KATSEYE girls and the other former Dream Academy girls have given since the show aired, because I think it gives so much more insight into things that honestly, things that I thought were obvious, but also it really illuminated things that I did not consider before. Like, I just read an interview that Brooklyn did, and she talked about how challenging it was for to have the only people who could really understand and provide support for you and what you were going through were also your biggest competition. That's like, it's like I knew that, but to have it put into those words specifically, it just really shows oh my gosh, how these girls were being pitted against each other and how hard that was. They had the survival show sprung on them, and don't even get me fucking started on the second round of eliminations. The oh, I'm about to get angry all over again. The psychological warfare of how they did the second round of eliminations actually made me sick to my stomach. I was fucking fuming and heartbroken for these girls because their feelings were played for the sole purpose of stirring up some bullshit drama. There was no need for them to reveal who chose who for their groups and who got the most amount of, I guess, picks, and who got the least. Like, oh, and it was just it was so sad because it's obviously all the girls, they knew that the majority of them were not going to make it into the group. And as performers, and as these girls who are, trying to form a group, you want to pick the people that you feel that you would work the best with and blend well with as a unit. But of course, it hurts to have to leave the rest of your friends on the chopping block because they were all so close. I'm sure that none of the girls were trying to purposely hurt each other's feelings, but obviously it also it hurts to not be chosen, especially by your friends. Multiple things can be true at once. I feel like that is just like the tagline that should be the tagline for this docuseries, that multiple things can be true at the same time. Because like, listen, I want to make it extremely clear that I love Mano, but I can fully understand how frustrating it was for the other girls when they felt like she was getting all this attention and not working as hard, and that she wasn't as committed. And Mano herself has said on numerous occasions that she wasn't fully locked in at first because she didn't have that prior discipline, like with training vocally or for dance. She didn't have that prior experience. And obviously, she did eventually earn her spot in KATSEYE, and I am so happy that she did, because I can't imagine KATSEYE now like without her. But that shouldn't invalidate how the other girls like Sophia and Lara and Adela were frustrated. But that also doesn't mean that people get to be like, oh, Mano doesn't deserve to be in the group, that she doesn't deserve her spot in KATSEYE. Lara, Sophia, and Adela were not mean girls for being frustrated with Mano and expressing human emotions, and Mano was not lazy for having health issues and not being used to the level of commitment that the training required. All of these things can be true without them invalidating each other. It's called nuance. If you want someone to be mad at, be fucking mad at the higher ups. Be mad at Hybe and Geffen, because while I genuinely don't feel like they made the docuseries with the intention of vilifying any of the girls, they were the ones who orchestrated the system that pitted them against each other in the first place. And I personally do not feel like they adequately protected any of the girls after the docuseries dropped. Also, you cannot convince me that the specific vitriol that was aimed at Lara and Mana and Sophia wasn't racist. Like, be so fucking serious right now. Like, some of the things that people were saying, like, towards them, like, actually was so disgusting to me. And again, what the fuck did Hybe and Geffen do? And sure, they had a therapist for the girls during training, which is obviously important, but I want to know like what they were tangibly doing to support the girls after the docuseries came out, because it didn't really, at least, and listen, I would love to be wrong. I would so love to be wrong, but from my perspective, it didn't really seem like they really did anything. Like, yes, I am glad that they had a therapist for the girls when they were in training, but I feel like also like filming the therapy sessions for the doc was really gross and predatory. Like, I did not fuck with that. I do feel like it's like you could like sort of argue that it's like, oh, they're trying to you show that, you know, that they're prioritizing their mental health, which is like, I get it, that in like that's important, but it's also like, did we really need to listen in? Like, it just felt very intrusive. Like, those should have been like private moments and private thoughts. And I just, it felt icky to me. It felt icky. I didn't like it. And you know, I do feel like that there were, from what we could see, because also, and it's like, to be fair, again, like, you know, with the docuseries, like, there will always be things that we will not have seen. There are gonna be things that we will just never know. From what we could see, it did seem like that there were adults within the situation who were advocating for the girls and supporting them. Like some of the teachers, um like the therapist, but I'm not going to praise Hybe and Geffen as corporate entities for doing the bare minimum. Anyway, long story short, I would go to war for all of the Dream Academy girls, KATSEYE or otherwise, and I hope that they are all thriving and killing it in everything that they do. I've personally been following Carly, Adela, and Emily's endeavors. I love Carly's songs, Perfect Crime and Little Things, and I love her A Girl's Guide videos. I really hope that she continues to make them, because I feel like she's such a good storyteller. I love like YouTuber Carly. It's one of my favorite things at the moment. And Adela's music goes so fucking hard. Like, she is truly, truly a star. My favorite song of hers at the moment has to be Machine Girl, and it makes me so mad that y'all are missing the point. You're missing the point of the song, and it pisses me off. Like, here's the point. It's going over y'all's heads, but whatever. Incredible song. A close second favorite would have to be Superstar, but in general, I love her music. I am so, so excited for her debut EP, The Provocateur. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I'm actually not 100% sure how to pronounce that, so I hope I just said the name correctly. But I'm so, so, so excited for like that EP to come out. I can't wait to see like what all the songs are going to be on it. I'm so excited. And then for Emily, every dance video of Emily's, whether it's like of her own choreography or somebody else's, like, oh my god, it just makes me so unbelievably happy. Her dancing with XG at Coachella, icon behavior. Oh, I'm so proud of her. Oh, I love the girls so much. I also just in general love seeing all of the girls support each other. Ezrella, Lexi, Marquise, Celeste, Brooklyn, just all of the girls like still like keeping in touch and hanging out and supporting each other. Like, it just really warms my heart to see the connection that they have and the bond that they forged despite all the bullshit that they went through during training, and despite the attempts of them being like pitted against each other, that they still have such a sweet and special bond just makes me so, so happy. Also, on a little side note but still related, I just found out that May debuted. I don't know how recent this was or if this has kind of been a thing for a while, but that she debuted with the K-pop group Say My Name, and so I'm so, so proud of her. I know that she is going to kill it because she was so good. All the girls are so good, and that's why, like, watching their performances from Dream Academy, I'm like, I know that regardless of what they choose and like what path like they each go down, I know that they're all going to be amazing because they're already stars in my heart. And anyway, to wrap up my Dream Academy rant tangent that I've been going on, I wanted to quickly share my top 5 favorite performances. So we have Dirty Water at number 1, Still Into You at number 2, which solidified Lara as my bias, Buttons at number 3, Oh My God at number 4, and then Fearless, the one with Danny and Mano, at number 5. A close runner-up is Confident, and in general, I really love all the Dream Academy performances, but out of all of them, these are the ones that I have rewatched the most. Oh, and one more thing before we move on. Yes, watching them announce the members, it made me cry. I cried a lot. I cried like a little baby. And every time I rewatch the member announcements, I cry. I cry literally. Honestly, I probably cry more now knowing just like how far they've come and how much they have achieved since debuting. I love them so much. That whole like episode, that final episode of the docuseries made me cry so, so much. Especially the scene where Megan's mom was giving the girls the lays. It was so cute. It's so sweet. And just, I love her. Shout out Megan's mom, bro. I love her. What an icon. All right, moving on. I'm gonna kind of go in like semi chronological order of KATSEYE post debut to talk about my favorite moments, starting with the vlogs. I love the vlogs so much that they do on their YouTube channel. I don't know if that's like a super like common thing for groups like them, but I thought that it was such a cute way to get to know the girls better. Like, you can obviously tell that it's a bit scripted, but not like overly so. And I also feel like whoever is editing these vlogs has done a really good job of making them playful and fun and capturing the girls' personalities. Sophia crashing out over the mixer in that first holiday vlog, Lara, Mano, and Sophia spiraling over not being able to season the chicken for the party nachos that they were making, which very relatable and a very valid crash out, might I add. And Lara's hair getting eaten by that goat had me in tears, bro. That shit was so funny. That's why it's like I love that they're not like, obviously they're like, I would say not so much as like scripted, but more like guided. They're like guided vlogs, but there's just some stuff that happens in them that's like you can't, like they're just pure like comedy gold. Like you can't just like script this stuff. Like it just happens naturally, and it's so just like naturally funny. But not only are these vlogs funny, sometimes they make me fucking emotional because Yoonchae's graduation like surprise vlog, oh, had me in actual tears. Like I was sobbing, bro. The girls' speeches to Yoonchae, and when Danny started crying, and then Yoonchae started crying, and then they brought out the message from Yoonchae's parents. If I think about it too much, it will make me cry again because it was just so sweet. These girls just love each other so much. Like, oh, literally, it pisses me off so much anytime anyone is like, oh, they must all secretly hate each other. Like, shut up! Shut the fuck up. Leave them alone. Like, actually, leave them alone because obviously you haven't seen any of their vlogs or lives or interviews. It's just like, be so fucking for real. Like these girls, they love each other so much, and I just their love for each other makes me so deeply emotional. And again, it's like you can see that love that they have for each other. Like it just their chemistry is so like natural. Like again, that's why I'm like, are you not paying attention? Like where is the hatred? Where is the secret resentment or secret hatred towards each other? Like where is it? I don't see it. And like when they perform together, you can just tell that they're having so much fun together. Like their sisterhood, it's so important to me. It's why Sis as an EP was so like fitting as their first project, because I feel like you can really feel that sisterhood with every song and performance. As you can probably imagine, I've listened to Sis a million times at this point, and it's taken me so long to figure out my track ranking. But as I've had more time to sit with it, I think I know what my ranking is. I can't say that it won't like change, but as of right now, my track ranking would probably have to be My Way, I'm Pretty, Touch, Debut, and then Tonight I Might. But honestly, Touch and Debut are pretty interchangeable depending on how I'm feeling. And it's not that I don't love Tonight I Might, it's just out of those songs, it's my least favorite. But they're all very good songs. I love the songs again in general, but this is just my ranking at the moment. Also, you can probably, from my ranking, you can probably imagine that I'm a little devastated that we still have not gotten a live performance of I'm Pretty, but maybe we'll get it on tour. Fingers crossed. I'm holding out for it. I'm holding out for an I'm Pretty performance on tour. I hope so. Like like I don't know if there's like a reason for them not having performed I'm Pretty. Again, like I don't know if this is like a normal thing for like groups like them where it's just like they have like just that one song that they never ever perform ever. But I'm just like I hope we get it performed live someday. Someday soon, preferably, but at least someday. I hope. I hope. Again, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for it. I know that the girls have said that Beautiful Chaos is more raw and authentic to who they are as people and as artists, and like their style and how they express themselves. And I feel like it definitely shows, and I absolutely love that for them. I love Beautiful Chaos. But I also really wanted to quickly talk about some of my favorite looks from the Sis era, because I feel like they had so many iconic outfits from that era as well. I'm personally of the opinion that KATSEYE looks best in blue, black, and pink. Those are generally my favorite colors to see them in as a group, and denim, which is not the color, but it's like in terms of a style, I love their denim outfits. Like their denim looks are some of my absolute favorites. I love that part in the Touch music video where they're all wearing those denim outfits. I love the outfits that they wear for their Mall of America performance. That was probably like in general my favorite denim look that they've had so far, especially Mano and Lara's. I love the pink for their Kelly Clarkson show performance, and I really loved their outfits for the Cis fan event. The pink and the denim was just so excellent. Megan's outfit in particular was my personal favorite. Now, for outfits that I didn't love their Jingle Ball outfits with the gold and the green, but I do have to shout out Sophia's hair because I feel like it looked so good. I love it when her hair is like wavy and out and has that volume. I think it looks so pretty. But for outfits, again, going back to outfits that I did love, I really loved the red outfits for their second Jingle Ball performance. I feel like those outfits were just more fun and festive, especially Lara and Danny's. Theirs were just like my absolute favorites. But I feel like, again, like overall, the group looked so good. And then I also really loved their outfits for their MTV performances. But my favorite thing about like their looks was Lara's hair. I really love when Lara wears her hair up. I just think, I mean, Lara always looks so pretty, but I especially love it when her hair is like up in like a braid or like a ponytail or something. Like, I just think it's so pretty. But my absolute favorite, favorite looks of the Cis era, hands down, like it's not even a contest, have to be their Winx Club Halloween group costume. If you know me, then you know that I was a massive Winx Club fan when I was growing up, and I still love Winx Club to this day. I've watched all of like the OG seasons, like seasons 1 through 5, a million times over. I used to have some of the dolls. I had like 2 Musa dolls, 2 Stella dolls. I used to play Winx Club at recess with my friends when we would just like run around and pretend to be like fairies and be like shooting spells and shit. It was really dumb, but it was like we were like 7, like we were like 7 or 8. We were kids, and it was fun. There was a point in time where I could recite every bit of dialogue from the first movie, Secret of the Lost Kingdom, from memory. Like, and I was genuinely convinced that I was going to have my bloom moment when I turned 16 and be whisked off to this magical fairy school. Like, like I need you to understand that I was obsessed, and again, still love and am obsessed with Winx Club, and that I've had a lifelong love of Winx Club. And so it goes without saying that I was absolutely obsessed with Winx Eye. Their costumes were so good, and I feel like they did, each of the girls did each fairy justice, definitely more than the fucking Fate the Winx saga, but we don't need to talk about that here. Sophia had my favorite look out of all of them because Musa was my favorite fairy growing up, but I also just loved the blue in her hair and the pigtails. I thought it was so cute. But literally all of them look so good. They just, oh my god, like they embodied each fairy so perfectly. It's just 10 out of 10. No notes. Like they absolutely won Halloween for, because that was last start. Time doesn't exist to me. That was last year. They won Halloween last year. And the Touch Halloween like version, like video that they did was so cute. It made me so happy to see Megan's return. It made my heart so sad to see that Megan was out of commission for so long because of her back injury. But I'm so glad that she was able to rest up and put her health first. But it did make me very sad that she had to miss out on a lot of the Mall of America and the Kelly Clarkson performances and a bunch of other stuff. But again, her health and the health of every member is more important than any performance or event. And I'm really glad that the girls aren't being forced to literally break their backs for this job. And then when they are feeling their best or well enough to perform, we get some delightfully chaotic moments like Megan punching out the cardboard cutout of herself. That was, oh my god, that was so funny, bro. It also just made me, that moment also made me laugh because I'm like, do they just have those cutouts just like lying around like the, like the studio, like the rehearsal spaces? They just have those like life size cutouts of the girls. Like that's just, that was really funny to me. But Megan return, making her grand return, just made me so happy, and it was so so funny. And it's always so funny to me because obviously these girls are phenomenal and very professional and they know when to lock in when performing, but I just find it so funny always when you have the moments like outside of performances, like interviews or the branded like live streams when they're trying so hard to be serious and like take it seriously, but can't help but be silly and chaotic. Like with the first Cat's Eye Day live stream, Mondo accidentally saying fuck and the girls fighting for their lives trying to follow that fucking script had me crying, bro. That shit was so funny. And this live was, of course, the start of Lara's iconic yes. On the one hand, I'm like, I'm so sorry, Lara. I know you'll never be able to live it down, but it's also like, it's so literally it's so good, it's so funny. Every like new like remix I hear of Lara's yes always like makes me laugh. And like the TikTok real what short form video that they did with Conan Gray with the like gnarly remix and Lara's yes, oh my god, I was dying, bro, because I was like, I can't like, on the one hand I was like, I can't believe they did that, but also like like it was so on brand for them. Like they do just like the most random shit for their short form videos, but it just also makes such perfect sense for them and it's just so on brand. Like that's just that's just cat's eye. Like they're just silly girls who just like to make their silly videos and I love that for them. I don't really have a good transition to talk about the latter parts of the cis era, but that's what we're gonna do now. If I'm being honest, I must say I found the reunion to be kind of underwhelming. Also, I thought it was funny that they called it like I get it, but I thought it was funny that they called it a reunion because it's not like KATSEYE was reuniting. Like they're still together. Like they haven't disbanded. Like they're still a group and still very much doing things. Like they're still very much like within their like career as KATSEYE. So I just thought that was kind of funny. But I guess it was still kind of like a reunion because we got to see Emily, which it was so nice to see Emily, and the messages from the other girls were also so sweet. Made me cry a little bit. I can't lie. But I don't know. I feel like that they could have, if they wanted to really like call it a reunion, I feel like they could have got some of the other like former Dream Academy girls to come on, but I also like totally get it if they just didn't want to come to the reunion. Like I feel like that's totally valid. But I will say the girls' outfits, KATSEYE and Emily, their outfits were so good. Some of my favorite outfits of the cis era, I think Yoonche's outfit was my favorite, and then I also really loved Lara and Sophia's, but they all looked so good. Now I guess my main gripe with the reunion is that it all felt very tame. Like it's not like I wanted there to be like screaming or crying. Like that's not what I mean at all and that's not what I wanted. But I just feel like if the reunion had taken place during the gnarly slash beautiful chaos like current era, that it would have been more authentic. Like you know that moment in one of the Soul vlogs where Lara is like, "Can we give a non Miss Universe response?" That's kind of what the reunion felt like to me. Like I'm sure the girls' answers to the questions were still genuine, but it did feel a little bit like they were giving kind of like Miss Universe responses in their delivery, but it's whatever. At least the outfits were great and the like short form video that Megan did with Emily was so cute. I love their friendship. Again, I love my girls. I love the bond that they have. It just warms my heart. In general, I don't mind the more scripted live streams or interviews because I know that the girls have to do them. Like, it's kind of a part of the gig. But I mainly don't mind them because I know that we're still going to get those silly and chaotic moments because it's still Cat's Eye. Like, that's just who they are. But I will always crave and prefer, the more unfiltered and the less or completely unscripted content from them. It's why I love their Try Not to Eat challenge and the Guess the Pop song game slash interview that they did. And then later with the puppy interview and the Teen Vogue and Truth Serum interviews. Like these interviews, particularly the Try Not to Eat and the Guess the Pop song, because we were still within the cis era, so we still were having that like cis branding and like image, but because they were playing games, it felt more free and fun overall. Also, I am so proud of Danny for not folding during the try not to eat challenge. I genuinely, like, I was like, damn, like, I really thought that Lara or Sophia would be able to hold out too, but clearly I was wrong. I guess at least Sophia didn't mind the like bitter melon corn dog that they had to eat at the end, but oh my god, one of my favorite one of my absolute favorite moments, and every time I watch this clip it still makes me laugh, is Megan during the Guess the Pop song video when she thought that the artist, when they were talking about the artist JoJo, that they were talking about JoJo Siwa. Literally every time I watch that clip, it still makes me laugh. It still cracks me up. Emma no cracking up too. Like, what a great, that's such a great clip. One of my favorite Megan moments, just like ever. Like, she was the real MVP. I don't even remember who won that video, but she was the real MVP for me of that video because she had all the best, like, funniest moments. I don't know if this technically counts as part of the cis era. I mean, it did happen during the cis era, but it's not like one of the songs from cis. But my favorite KATSEYE song before Beautiful Chaos came out was Flame, which is the intro song that they did for Gentry Chow versus the Underworld, which is a fantastic show, by the way. I highly recommend it. It was because KATSEYE did the intro song for Gentry Chow that I watched the show in the first place. And because I love that song so much, I didn't even skip past the intro for each episode, which I usually do for the things that I watch because the song is just that good. I also love just like the animation of the intro is so cool, and I feel like it fits the song so well too. It's just the song fits the show so perfectly, but I feel like even outside of the context of the show, it's a great song. It's so underrated. Go stream Flame. I love that song. I would absolutely, like, you don't understand. I would lose my shit if they performed Flame on tour. I don't think that they will. The likelihood of that happening is so slim because it's not like one of their like main songs, but trust and believe I will be dancing my little heart out at my show if they play it, which, in case you couldn't tell, I'm going to the Beautiful Chaos tour. I'm literally so excited. I almost lost the Ticketmaster war, but at like the last moment, I was able to snag myself a ticket by the skin of my teeth. One of the most stressful days of my life in recent memory, but it paid off because I get to see my girls in November. Oh, I've already started planning out my outfit. It probably won't be as good as whatever the girls will be wearing, but I'm gonna do my best to show up and show out. But while I not so patiently wait for November to arrive, because really it cannot get here fast enough, I wanted to talk about some of my favorite KATSEYE live performances so far, most of which are from the cis era. I really loved their Vivo and MTV performances. I love that there wasn't like this overwhelming backtrack. I'm not hating on the backtrack. It's just sometimes it's hard to hear them. Jingle ball. What? Who said that? But it's why I really loved the Vivo and MTV performances. You could really hear them because we know that those girls can sing from Dream Academy and then the acapella covers that they do from time to time. Side note, I would like to inject Danny, Lara, and Yuche's cover of Birds of a Feather and Lara's covers of Beautiful Liar and Honeymoon Avenue into my veins. Thank you very much. Those covers in particular, like, I love all of the covers that the girls have done, but those covers in particular are everything to me. It might be a long shot, but I kind of hope that they do covers on tour. But even if they don't, I will still be just so happy to be there and get to see my girls. On another side note though, I loved the KATSEYE in the booth covers that they did, like Lara and Sophia did around the holidays. My only gripe is that we didn't get covers from the other girls because I feel like the way that they like talked about it, I really thought we were going to get covers from all 6 members, and I was genuinely so bummed because like I was just like, damn. I was like, yeah, the Lara cover and the Sophia cover, they're like, oh, those are so good. And then we didn't get any other covers from any of the other members because Lara and Sophia sounded so good. But you know, they could make up for that. They could make up for baiting us by doing some covers on tour. Just a suggestion. I you know, just throwing that out there. Just a thought, just a thought. But regardless of whether or not they end up doing covers on tour, I literally cannot stop thinking about how incredible their performances on tour are going to be. Like, can you imagine Mamas and Lollapalooza level production, but for their own tour? Like, I don't know what the budget is for this tour, but from a star quality perspective alone, I have a feeling that it's going to be on a similar level as Mamas and Lala, to the surprise of literally no one. Mamas and Lala are respectively my favorite performances from the Sis and Beautiful Chaos eras. It's genuinely such a huge bummer that Mano was unable to participate in the Mamas performance, but the debut dance break went so hard, my jaw was actually on the floor. The splits, Yoonchae and Lara strutting, KATSEYE did not come to play, and they made sure to let everyone know. And they completely knocked their Lollapalooza performance out of the fucking park, bro. Like, every time that I thought, oh, they can't possibly outdo the last song, they did. The debut dance break with Mano, the new Gabriella dance break, Lara and Sophia's note changes in Touch and My Way, Lara and Mano during MIA. Oh my god, I was so unbelievably proud to be an icon. I mean, I'm always proud to be an icon, but Lala was like a different kind of proud. Also, I literally cried. I literally cried during My Way and Mean Girls because I was just so fucking proud of all of the success that the girls have had with Beautiful Chaos and how far they've come from trainees fighting for their lives on a survival show to performing in front of a record breaking 85,000 people at Lollapalooza. Truly, like Hamilton, like pride is not the word I'm looking for. Like, I was like, those are my girls. I'm so proud of them. Also, it was so cute to see that Adela and Emily came to support them just like they did at Mama's. They are the number one icons for real, and I will fight anyone who argues against that. And again, it's because of their Mamas and Lollapalooza performances that I am so excited for the Beautiful Chaos tour. The fact that this is their first tour ever, and so we don't know what to expect, is actually making me so fucking ill. I'm sure I'll say this a million times before the video's over, but I'm just so excited. I'm so excited for tour. Oh, actually, I'm so excited. But before we can truly get into the Beautiful Chaos era, since that is the current era and the tour that we're getting, we gotta talk about the end of the Sis era and of course Wig's Eye. Also, I know some people said that the little like goodbye Sis era video that they did, that it was a little like dramatic, but I thought it was sweet. I thought it was cute. And I feel like as more time passes and we experience more KATSEYE eras, we're gonna collectively feel more sentimental about the Sis era. And I love how one of the last videos that they did for the Sis era was their second holiday vlog. It just felt like a very full circle moment. And I loved the Secret Santa gift exchange that they did, and then the ugly Christmas sweaters. I didn't love the ASMR, but I just hate ASMR in general, so that's not their fault. But their pajamas, like they were so like chic and cute and stylish. Like, I loved it. I feel like both the holiday vlog and the goodbye sis like videos closed out the cis era in a very like nice, wholesome way. And then the Wig's Eye era was just like the goofy unseriousness that we've come to expect from Cat's Eye. It was so, oh my god, it was so funny when Lara was like, you know, I know, we all know about the thing, but when the thing is revealed, just try to act surprised. Try to be like, oh, wow, wow, like pretend you don't know. Like that cracked me up. One of my favorite Lara moments, like that. I was just like, we love a self-aware queen. We love a self-aware queen. Before we get into this current era, I have to talk about rising global pop star sensation Lara Raj. Lara coming out was truly so iconic in every sense of the word. I know that there had been, well, now because I was kind of late to the party, so I wasn't like experiencing Dream Academy as it was happening, but I am aware that there had been whisperings about Lara being queer during Dream Academy, and Lara kind of alluding to it herself on some of her lives, but I didn't want to speculate about it until there was like actual confirmation. And can I just say, I am just so proud of her. And I'm sure that everyone has already said every beautiful, sentimental thing about Lara coming out. But even if it's already been said a million times in a million different ways, I will continue to say how proud I am of her because I am just so proud. And I know that KATSEYE is not a K-pop group like officially, but they're K-pop adjacent and held to a lot of those same like standards. They're in a lot of those same spaces. And so for Lara to be so openly and visibly and proudly queer, especially within the K-pop industry where queer representation is still very like true queer representation is still very limited, and especially when queer and trans people are being targeted by the Trump administration here in the US, it just gives me so much hope as a queer person to see Lara and KATSEYE's commitment to advocating for queer and trans people. It has just made me so proud and my heart so full. Again, I'm so proud to be an icon. And I've seen so many people's comments talking about how Lara coming out has given them the courage to come out. And I know that Lara has herself talked about this, like having people tell her that she's really inspired them. And I'm just so in awe because Lara is still so early in her career and already she has made such an incredible impact on people. And, you know, in a perfect world, queer and trans people would be able to just exist in peace and be like, have it be fully and completely normalized, that it doesn't need to be like this big thing. But again, in this time when they're really trying to suppress queer and trans voices and make us invisible, it means so much to me to see that by coming out, Lara is encouraging people to be their authentic selves, especially as a queer person, a queer woman of color. Like her impact is just so incredible. And again, I'm just so unbelievably proud of her. And I had watched her Blooming Impact speech, which oh, it made me cry, and it's so well deserved. I was so just so proud. But I have to say, it was Sophia and Megan's like introduction when they were introducing her, like that speech that really made me bawl like a little baby. For a while, I had only seen Lara's speech, and I knew that Sophia, Megan, and Yunche had been there with her at the event, but I didn't realize that Sophia and Megan had given a speech to like a full speech to introduce her until much later. And when Sophia said that Lara wasn't just their sister, but their heartbeat, and you could hear the emotion in her voice. Oh, I'm getting emotional again just thinking about it. I fucking sobbed. Again, I will literally fight any fucking person who tries to say that KATSEYE hate each other because you don't just refer to someone that you don't like or just tolerate as your heartbeat. The love that these girls have for each other and the way that they show up for each other is the thing that I love the most about this group, because they're not just a music group. They are like sisters. They bicker and fight and tease each other, but at the end of the day, they have each other's backs, and that just makes me so so happy. I love my girls. And of course, I'm also so fucking proud of Megan for coming out as bisexual. Her coming out was also incredibly iconic during Pride Month, no less. And I'm so happy that she was able to do it in a way that felt comfortable for her and that she had Lara by her side. Now I'm just waiting for her to get her Blooming Impact Award because she so deserves it as well. By queer icons. I love them so much. Like, I'm so proud. I'm just so proud. I can't help it. I'm so proud. I feel like Lara coming out, even if it was in this like cheeky, indirect way, was really like the beginning of us getting to see a more authentic, unfiltered KATSEYE as we have gotten to see them in this current era, which of course brings us to Gnarly. And listen, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm not gonna bullshit, I'm not gonna try to do any revisionism of like, oh, I liked it from the first listen. I was very confused when Gnarly first came out. I was like, I think I hate it, but I also can't stop listening to it. Like, I just kept listening to it over and over and over again. Like, it was addicting. I made my boyfriend listen to it to get his opinion, and he said that it sounds like the like racism, knock it off song. And now that he said that, like, I can't unhear it, but like, even though I like the song now, like I can't unhear that. I'm like, yeah, I definitely get those vibes. But over time, the more that I listen to Gnarly and with every new performance, because I watched every single Gnarly performance, all of the idol music shows, the relay dance, studio tune, everything. I actually like the song now. You know, it's a grower. It's an acquired taste. It's also very much like a performance song. Like, Gnarly without the instrumental is very interesting. Like, it's not a song that you can just kind of like sing to yourself without like no music, without it sounding silly. But it's also like, it's camp, it's fun. It's not meant to be taken so seriously. And you can see that the girls have so much fun like when they're performing Gnarly, and like with the music video, which has also made me grow more attached to the song. When I'm singing along to the song in the car, I never say like the Tesla line because I fucking hate Elon Musk. I always replace it with robotics from the clean version. But I know that they weren't trying to promote Musk or Tesla, because Gnarly, in case you didn't know, can mean really good or really bad, and it was always really obvious like which definition they meant, especially like in the videos they've done since. But I again, like, even with that, like, I am so excited to scream along to Gnarly at tour. Like, the song makes me so hyped every time I watch them perform it. Some of my favorite, like, early Gnarly performances have been the M Countdown and Relay Dance performances. I loved those outfits so much, especially Lara and Danny's. I also love the Studio Tune performance and those outfits. I know that all of these outfits were in the Gnarly music video too, but I just associate them more with the live performances for some reason. Megan, Lara, and Sophia's outfits were my favorites, and then I also really loved the music bank performances and those outfits. Mano and Sophia had the best outfits in my opinion, but Mano and Lara had the best hair for those looks. I also loved like the two like high pigtails for Mano. I thought she looked so good, and the blue and the silver for these looks just looked so good together. And then the all black for Studio Choom, again, this should come as no surprise because I've already said that I love when KATSEYE is dressed in black and dressed in blue. Also, I'm obsessed with how like it literally said like Gnarly in Mano's braids for that look in the music video. Whoever came up with that idea, like, they actually deserve like a raise. Like, that was so good. Like, I loved, like, I feel like it just fit the video like and the aesthetics of Gnarly so well, and she looked so good. I loved it so much. There are truly so many looks from this current era that I love so much. I also wanted to quickly highlight the girls' Wango Tango outfits, and of course that performance. Those outfits were so good. Manuel, Lara, and Yunche's were my personal favorites, and I love how they worked with Gigi Good. Beautiful Chaos has really been the era of showing love to the dolls, which has made my heart so unbelievably full between Gigi Good and Viandre Mitchell, a creator who I've been following for years, who I absolutely love. She's so iconic. I'm so excited for her debut EP because she's recently been making music and she's just such an icon all around. And Vivian Wilson, Elon's trans daughter, like KATSEYE really said, like, God bless the T girls and all the in between girls for real. Like, they meant that shit. And I love them so much for standing on business. And going back to their Wango Tango performance, they crushed it. Not only did they look good, but the performance was also fantastic. Even with the technical difficulties, they were incredible and so professional and amazing, and I love them. It was also so sweet to see Lara's sister Ria supporting her. I also watched Ria's set and she also killed it. Ever since I found out that Ria was also an artist, I listened to her EP Hunter and all of her songs. My favorite song of hers is Hush, especially the stripped down version. I also really love Pray on It and Hot Couture with Aaliyah's interlude. I'm a big fan. I just started listening to her second EP, Commotion. Ria said in an interview recently that she and Lara co-produced and co-wrote the last track, Now That You're Gone, together. So I'm really excited to see what the song is like, and maybe one day we'll get a Lara feature, like a proper Lara feature on one of Ria's songs, or a Ria Raj feature on a KATSEYE song. I really hope so. Like, I know that both case scenarios would go so hard and be just so incredibly iconic and just like the most beautiful songs you've ever heard in your life. And I just, so I'm manifesting that. I'm really, really manifesting that. And you know, it's funny because when Gnarly first came out, I was definitely amongst the people who was like, who had been hoping that we would get at least like one song on the new EP that Lara had helped like produce or write, like something like R&B. And I remember it was like we could have gotten like a Lara Raj produced or written like co-written song, and instead we got this shit. And even though I like Gnarly now, I still hope that one day for a future project will get Lara and the other girls too as more active writers and producers, because I know that for a lot of them they really enjoy like writing like their own like songs, like just even if it's just for themselves. I hope we'll get to see even more of a collaboration with future projects. But with all of that said, I am so happy with how Beautiful Chaos turned out. I know that Gnarly was a shock to the system for all of us, but I feel like the end result of Beautiful Chaos was well worth it. Like, everything about this EP and this era, from the songs and the photo shoots and the music videos and the performances, have all been so incredible. I have been playing these songs nonstop in the car since Beautiful Chaos first came out, only now to stop because I want to listen to Ria's new EP. It's been very difficult for me to come up with a track ranking of Beautiful Chaos, but if I had to rank these songs, Game Boy is number one, then or or Gay Boy, depending on who you ask. And so Game Boy at number one, then Mean Girls, then Gabriella, then MIA, and then Gnarly. Although honestly, Game Boy and Mean Girls are interchangeable for me. Game Boy is my favorite sonically, but Mean Girls has my favorite lyrics and message. And side note, my top five like favorite KATSEYE songs would probably have to be Game Boy or Mean Girls, then Flame, Time Lapse, and My Way. But I feel like even the standing of my top five can change depending on like what mood I'm in, because anytime like any KATSEYE song plays, I just like lose my shit like it's my favorite song, because they're all my favorite songs. I wish all the songs had music videos, but I'm also just like so happy with the ones that we do have. The gnarly video is chaotic and camp, and I know this wasn't in like the actual like music video for gnarly, but the gnarly behind the scenes where Megan, like they were celebrating Megan's birthday and she thought that her birthday cake said cunty. Oh my god, that was oh top 10 Megan moments of all time, bro. Like that is like that's up there for me with like the JoJo Siwa moment. Like that what a great, they're so, these girls are so funny. They crack me up like all the time. Like I love them. Love them so much. But anyway, the Gabriella and the Game Boy music videos, amazing. Literally phenomenal. I am so obsessed. Like I am still so obsessed with the telenovela concept for Gabriella. It fit the song and the girls so well. You could tell that they were having so much fun with the fight choreography between the breakaway glass that was smashed on Yoonchae's head and Danny's fake finger and the sound effects. It was all just so like dramatic and fun and camp, and the production quality was just so good. It really felt like this could be a telenovela that my abuela would watch, and the looks were incredible. The red outfits, the suits. I think Megan's like red dress and her suit were my favorites of those. And then Sophia's look with like the black dress and Mano's pink Galinda-esque dress, and of course Danny's wedding look. I was oh obsessed is like an understatement. But my absolute favorite Gabriella looks, of course, had to be from the dance performance video. The pink and the red, oh, it looked so good together. It was giving like Valentine's Day, and as someone who was born on Valentine's Day, that really spoke to me. I love a pink red color combo so much. Lara and Megan had my favorite looks overall, but Sophia had the best hair, in my opinion, for that video. It's such, I must say, it is such a fucking bummer that we didn't get Mano in this video because I would have killed to see her outfit. But I'm just glad that she was able to rest up for Lollapalooza, which I will talk more about in my next KATSEYE video, which, yes, there will be another KATSEYE video because, as you can tell, I, like, actually cannot stop talking about them. But speaking of rest, while I'm happy that Lara was still able to be in the Game Boy music video, and I thought it was really cute how they restructured the video to have the other girls be like the game on Lara's phone. I thought that was really cute. I care much more that she was able to rest. I had a concussion when I was a kid, and it was fucking awful. It was the only time that I've ever had to go to the hospital in my life. Like, it was terrible. And so the fact that Lara was trying to push through like the dizziness and the nausea made my heart so sad, and I'm so happy that she was able to rest. Like I have previously said, and I will continue to say it, the members' health is so much more important than any video or performance. So I'm so relieved that the girls are able to prioritize their health. But anyway, the Game Boy video, fantastic. I think I still prefer the Gabriella video because I'm just such a sucker for the telenovela concept, but the Game Boy video was still incredible. I loved the choreography, especially like the thumb war I thought was so cute, and of course I love the outfits. Mano and Danny had the best looks overall in my opinion. The hair, the outfits, just everything worked together so well. But I also have to shout out Yoonchae's hair with the tinsel. Oh, that was everything. They need to give Yoonchae more looks with the hair tinsel because it suits her so well. Like the blue, like, and it was just like it was shiny. It looked so good. I was obsessed. All right, that's all I have for today's Fangirl Fridays video. Thank you guys so much for watching. As you can probably tell at this point, I love to yap about KATSEYE, and there was so much that I had to cut from my script for this video because I was just talking so much and save for my next KATSEYE video, which I'm currently working on. So I would love to chat in the comments about anything that I might not have talked about in today's video. Once again, that's all I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I upload Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, except when I don't, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys!